everybody, and welcome to this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Recreation Dam in Irwindale, California. And yes, the pleasure is ours, and we hope you enjoy this great fair. Look here, Caden and Connor are here. Are you ready to have fun? Fun time, right? All right. We've got a great show planned for you. In fact, we're going to take you inside the fair, and you'll get a chance to look around, meet some of the folks, and see some of the costumes. What makes this fair happen? We're going to find out about that. In fact, the Queen will be here with us on this particular show. We're at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area, 605 at the 210 freeways in Irwindale, California. That's where the Renaissance Pleasure Fair is, and that's where we are, and we hope you'll stay with us right here for this show, simply because, like with all of our shows, you ought to know. Stay with us. Great show coming up.
Ladies.
Oh, boy.
Je m'appelle Bob. I'm a French bull.
Wow, a French bull, huh?
Oui.
You must be lonely so far from home.
So lonely.
Lucky for you, Diane here speaks fluent French.
Salut, mon ami. Avez-vous habité en Paris?
Nuts.
Bonjour, ladies.
Forget it, dude.
Great milk comes from happy cows. Happy cows come from California.
At Ozell's, there's never been a better time to cash in on your old gold and silver. Gold is at record prices, and Ozell's will give you the best price for your scrap gold jewelry, rings, coins, bracelets, whatever. Bring it in and walk out with cash today. Looking for that beautiful diamond ring or jewelry? Ozell's is a direct diamond importer and has the largest selection to choose from. Ozell's can custom design your jewelry and even make repairs while you wait. Ozell's has 3 locations: Palm Desert, Rancho Cucamonga, and Victorville, adjacent to the Mall of Victor Valley. Ozell's, open daily.
Does your child have asthma? Did you know asthma attacks can be triggered by things like shower curtains, a child's blanket, even a teddy bear? Help prevent your child's asthma attacks. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS or visit noattacks.org to get the latest information and avoid the emergency room.
I don't want to feel like a fish with no water.
Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, at this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Dam, 605 freeway at 210 in Irwindale, California. And I have a lot of history here with me, not to mean age-wise. I have pure history. And let's start over here. Sir Francis, introduce yourself.
Sir Francis Drake, at your service, sir. Privateer, pirate, and raising good cheer for the Queen this day.
And raising good cheer for the Queen includes what? How do you do that?
Well, we are a proper bow and curtsy, of course. God save the Queen. You take your hat from your head. And, of course, the gentlemen take this to your hand.
Oh.
I know you to be a dangerous man. The men all salute with their weapons when Her Majesty comes at 12 of the clock.
I remember that well. Now, you taught me a lesson many years ago, and I don't know if you remember this, and while I hold this in my hand and I hold it here, I remember this trough right here.
The blood gutter, sir. It makes a larger hole in the man. He bleeds to death the quicker you are able to remove the sword. You handle a sword very well. No wonder you're still on your feet.
I'm still on my feet, as are you, sir.
Our pleasure, sir. Welcome here. Welcome here.
Please tell us, how many years of the Renaissance Pleasure Fair have you been here in attendance?
46 years, sir. I'm a very slow study.
Yes. Well, it is a pleasure to have you here. Now, as you make progress for the Queen when the Queen makes her way, how many people will help escort the Queen and make way?
Oh, some 150 in her retinue, all the lords and ladies, of course the military there, the musicians. It is quite a spectacle, just the arrival of Her Majesty.
Now, educate the people watching this particular show. you come from a time period of...
A William Shakespeare, a Queen Elizabeth, a sailing round the world, claiming this entire land in Her Majesty's hand.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you stopping
Thank
by
you,
to
sir.
talk to us, and we'll see you out in the fair.
Aye, indeed, and you're in the sweetest of company here, our Lord Mayor and his beauteous wife.
There seems to be some affection there. All right, thank you. And your Lord Mayor, introduce yourself.
Good morrow. Barnabas Bliss, Lord Mayor of our great city of Deptford, and my lovely lady, Belinda Bliss.
How are you?
I am marvelous today. I'm so excited the Queen is coming.
Well, she is coming today. At least that is the rumor, yes?
Indeed, more than a rumor. We've been told she should be here at noon this very day, and we are excited.
I see the excitement here, and as the excitement builds for that, how do you prepare for the Queen to arrive in this fair?
Oh, we've prepared the entirety of our city. We have stages built, we have maypole erected, we have more ale than one could possibly drink in an evening, unless one tries very hard.
We also have marvelous food and new paintings and flowers in our gardens placed everywhere on the grounds.
Well, he made reference to the fine ale. Is he known to be a drinker of ale?
Yes, he can be. I've warned him not to drink, though, before the Queen gets here.
She mentioned the food. What is one of her favorite foods here at this fair?
Oh, I have seen her sup upon everything from confectionery delights to leg of lamb itself. And she can cook better than any mistress in all of Deptford.
Oh, Bonnie.
All right, you two, pay attention here. It's showtime. The Renaissance Fair, as it were, the people that you have that are here in the Fair City, numbers how many? How many make up this entire fair?
Oh, goodness. The last time we checked, in the hundreds at least. The last time, this last weekend, in fact, I believe the count, Sir Francis, was about 300 of ours. Indeed.
300. Now, that's a fair number. Now, you're expecting guest-wise to come to your city to meet the Queen in the thousands?
Yes, very much so. She's very wonderful, very important, of course.
Tell me something I should know about the Queen that I don't know.
I believe you know, of course, that the Queen recently has taken her throne and is hopefully looking for a suitor. So as far as we understand, her hand will be courted for marriage, likely many times this day.
And something about the Queen that we should know from the ladies' perspective.
Her dress is marvelous. Oh my gosh, you'd think there'd be a shortage of silk after making a thing like that.
Well, we look forward to her. Now, she will be here numerous times through the event.
Indeed, she will arrive at noon, and then she should visit all of the people of Deptford, so you can find her at any point sometime during this day.
All right. We thank you both for visiting. We're going to visit your fair city. We're going to try some of the fair meal, as it were.
Good sir.
Recommend something to me. What should I try?
Oh, I always go for a good turkey leg myself. One hand on the turkey, one hand on the ale, and you have the rest of the fair to enjoy yourself.
Are you agreeing with that?
Yes, very much so. I prefer the chicken, though.
I will try the chicken. I will try the turkey leg. Thank you both. And don't go anywhere, everybody. We're going to be back here at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. Irwindale, California is where we are, the 605 freeway at the 210, simply because, like with all of our shows, because you ought to know. Stay with us. There's more fair yet to come.
When Manuel Ortiz had a dream of owning his own restaurant, he chose the finest quality foods and fresh ingredients to serve to his customers. Now the family tradition continues at El Pescador Family Restaurant in Victorville. Come join family and friends and enjoy our friendly hospitality. Start with our fabulous breakfasts, cooked to order and served daily. Or enjoy one of our many lunch specials during the week. Our kids menu has a huge selection to satisfy any youngster. For dinner, try our carne asada, taco platter, steak picado, or combination plates. Or enjoy our legendary seafood platters including salmon, lobster, camarones el pescador, caldo 7 mares, and more. Complete your meal with any of our famous desserts made to order. We also have a banquet or meeting room for your private event. We are located at 14366 at Star Drive next to Midway, near Costco in Victorville. El Pescador.
It's fun next to
Tell me my favorite story.
Once upon a time, a girl had a secret playmate.
Who lived in a castle in cyberspace.
And they downloaded megabyte after megabyte.
Which took a gig and half a memory.
At 3 million bits per second.
And that was 60 times faster than their old dial-up.
By age 12, too many girls lose interest in math and science and their chance at most future jobs. Keep her interest alive.
Could we read Alice in Numberland?
It's her future. Do the math.
Introducing World of Color, where stories of wonder burst to life on majestic fountains of color and light. Only at the Disneyland Resort.
Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair. You ought to know, and who you ought to know is this guy right here, Sir Robert Dudley. And introduce yourself to us. You are known here at the fair for what?
Well, my lords and ladies, I am Robert Dudley, the Earl of Leicester. How do you say, keep goodly company with Her Majesty the Queen. It is her persuasion that she shall have me about her, taking care of business, ordering the events for the day, and transportation to and from these humble villages.
Is it as simple as all that, or is there any involvement there?
Oh, sir, there is a great deal of work that doth go into it. We must ready the town, first of all, so the entertainment ready here that you see before you has been taken care of and pre-prepared by myself, along with those who do live in the village. Then there is the matter of transportation. There's, of course, how many horses do we have to arrange for the entirety of court to roll into the town. There is food, there is lodging, there is much to take care of indeed.
You mentioned a few things that may be very important in this particular point, because the Queen, number one, her most favorite food, what do you have to make sure that they have ready for the Queen?
Oh, she loves a good sweetmeat. She is an absolute fan of a sweetmeat. Her father, however, did like a chowder was one of his preferred meals.
She liked the liquid food. She prefers the
sweetmeats. Indeed, indeed, sir.
Now, when the Queen makes progress, you must prepare transportation, you mentioned. How many people will it take to accomplish that and accompany the Queen as she makes fair way?
Well, you might perhaps see some progress today. We shall enter with Her Majesty very short order and around the corner there, and she shall come in with mayhaps several hundred people accompanying her. That does exclude any of the servants and the horses. It's merely those announcing her and readying her for the day.
Now, she does make her way through. Transportation, you mentioned. What is her favorite mode of transportation?
Ah, yes, we do have a very specific chair ready for Her Majesty. What we shall do is we shall place her upon the chair, and her guards shall lift her upon their shoulders and walk her down the city, so she takes her ease.
Well, you talk about these people and a good feast. If you were preparing 300-400 people to welcome the Queen, what would be a good feast that we would feed all these fine folks?
Oh, let's see. Well, we do like our good meat, our healthy cows, calves, chickens, turkeys, those sorts of things. She doth prefer her vegetables, and I've heard tell of a rare fruit growing on the grounds round about here called a watermelon. She is very preferential to that.
A red fruit.
Yes, indeed. Quite delicious and sweet.
Well, the Queen will be here, I hear, somewhere around the noon hour today, and then a few times thereafter.
Yes, indeed, sir. You may find her upon the main stage around the hour of noon.
Will she be doing any knighting here at the fair this year?
Oh, I believe if you keep your eyes peeled, you may very well see so many things.
Now, I also understand that the Queen may be looking for a certain suitor.
Well, then he's got me to contend with, my good man.
So they must go through you.
Certes, they must.
And you certainly are in contention yourself.
Absolutely, without question. I shall prevail, my man.
Now, tell me about the fairs, things that we should know about the Renaissance Fair aside from the Queen as you make preparation. Something about the fair that we should really take into consideration? Maybe people haven't been here before.
Well, if thou hast never been to the fair, one must consider that there is a great many entertainments, like unto the joust, maypole dancing, music like unto which thou shalt never hear in all the lands, the sort of foods that thou canst not find merely upon the street, turkey legs, the like and such, even things cheesecake upon a stick, which I am told is scrumptious.
Now, the fair dates back, as people were, and they're brought back in history, a time period of what, if they don't know?
The fair dates back to a place of rebirth. It is known as the Renaissance, an era whereupon creativity was flourishing, wisdom, knowledge was handed out readily, and it was utilized in our human souls.
Yes, a time where the world really changed, came out of a dark period.
Very drastic changes took place. Yes, indeed, sir.
Now, the costuming that's done here, that the people wear, the fine dress, it certainly speaks of the different class of people.
Aye, indeed. This right here would have cost a fair amount, perhaps several weeks' wages for any humble peasant. But for me, of course, Her Majesty doth gift me such things.
Yes, but who would have made such a fine and elegant piece?
Well, a man, of course. This is not the work of a woman to do any tailoring, but it would have been some household tailor, a man, taking care of the business. And, of course, there are those merchants who sell the silks in a matter of trade.
Well, it is a fine-looking piece. I think it's going to be a fine fair, and we look forward to meeting the Queen.
As do I. I cannot wait to hold her in my arms again, man.
It has been a privilege. Thank you so much.
Master Hall. God save thee.
Appreciate it. And we hope you'll stay right here with us with this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. If you don't know where it is, it's the 605 freeway at the 210 in Irwindale, and that's where the Renaissance Pleasure Fair happens. Simply like before, and with every show, we're here because you ought to know. Stay with us. More yet to come. Thank you.
Hello, little prince. Mother, what we gonna do today?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sun exposure starting in childhood is a major cause of skin cancer. That's why you should apply a high SPF sunscreen and keep your kids covered up whenever they're outside, not just at the beach or pool. Protect your children from the sun. They'll thank you for it someday.
For a unique dining experience serving the best Mexican and Salvadorian food, visit Panchos in Victorville. Each dish is prepared with the freshest ingredients and made to order. Yuca, pupusas, and sopa siete mares, mariscada, gallina india, and carne asada. Molcajete and fabulous desserts. Live music every Friday night. Local lunchtime delivery Monday through Friday. Pancho's Mexican and Salvadorian restaurant on Victor Street next to the DMV.
Welcome back, everybody. Jim Hall, you ought to know, and you see the sign there says right up there, costumes for rent. Introduce yourself.
I'm Chris.
And Chris, Belrose is the company here.
Yes.
You actually have the business or the franchise?
No, not me. I am the manager.
You're the manager.
Yes.
All right. Well, the company here that people have this fine attire
Yes,
for rent available at the fair is where? Just inside the gate here, huh?
Yes, definitely. It's the first actual booth that's here. So
People can come in, and this is where the first piece of business gets done. Because if they're not dressed in the time frame or the costume and they feel like they want to be a part, they can be.
Right, exactly. And it's so much more fun, and the actors, you know, they get more into it with you and have a good time with you and everything. This is our hawker.
That's your hawker. Hawker. You're the hawker?
I'm the hawker. How are you?
All right. Well, I see you're hawking what?
Costumes.
Here, hold this for me.
Oh, sure.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having a wonderful time.
All right. You're wanting to rent costumes.
I'm renting costumes.
All right. There's your people. Grab them. Oh, here's one that needs a costume. Chris, tell me about the costume I happen to have on here. What am I wearing?
This is more of a Robin Hood, which is kind of like more of a middle class type costume.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Where, as you can tell, usually the difference is with the more upper class, everything's tied in the back because they had servants to do it for them. Whereas more of the middle class and the lower class had to do it all themselves. So everything was in the front. So
Either
that's
hang loose or wrap around where they
Right.
could tie in the front, or
Exactly.
something they could get in or out of quickly.
Well, it wasn't necessarily to get in or out of quickly. It was a matter of they didn't have the money to buy clothes.
Yeah.
So when a family member died, it's like the first people there got the first dibs on the clothes that were there. So most things didn't fit. You know, it's very voluminous and loose and everything. So
Calling for the folks to come in and rent a costume. Right. As a manager here, how many folks do you have working here in the costume?
About 20 employees.
So you're
roughly.
fairly busy.
Yes,
I was
definitely.
in the dressing room, and all I did was try on a couple pieces here
Right.
to get in the era, as it were. But how many different costumes do you have here available?
Over 400, roughly.
400 costumes.
Yes.
So they have a choice.
A
and
huge
talk about
selection.
the choice. They can be what?
Middle class, higher class, more fantasy, which would be like cave women or, you know, wizard or stuff like that. You know, lower class pirates, everything pretty much for the most part.
Did you want to get a costume?
What that one?
You want a costume like that one? All right, go look. Even rent a wagon here.
Right, definitely. We try to accommodate everyone, and we rent wheelchairs, wagons, and...
All right, he's going to take a front row seat here. So he's in. I didn't know you rented the wagons.
Yes.
So they're available too. So the
Yes.
young ones can actually get towed around.
Exactly. You know, trekking through Faire, it's a long journey, so it
All right.
helps.
If I wanted to rent the wagon, how much does a wagon rent?
$15 for the day.
15 for the day.
Yes.
Now the costume like I've got on, are they by style or just by per costume?
Per costume. Yeah, and our average is about $40 per costume for the whole day. And you also get a box to hold all your clothes, and so that's like a locker. So it really works.
So you actually store everything here.
Yes,
For
exactly.
instance, I've removed my shirt and pants and
Right,
so forth, and I
exactly.
put this on. Now
We'll
you hold
sell
my
it-
stuff.
We'll sell it secretly in the back.
Yeah,
you know?
discount rate. Okay,
Right.
so that's how it works.
Yeah.
So we have this available. I didn't know about the wagon.
Right.
Caden, sit still here and watch. Here we go. The costumes are available.
Yes.
How many different costumes do you think you have on hand?
About 400 different.
400.
Yes.
And how many will go out on any given weekend?
We usually rent anywhere from 80 to 100, sometimes 120. That's a really good day. So, yeah, it's really...
So there's a fair amount of people that actually come in that want to be costumed. Now, they don't have to bother. A lot of people get into it and may have costumes at home or they want to build their own thing. But this is the easy way to come out and be a part of it.
Definitely, definitely. And the actors all know that if a patron is in costume, that they react way better with them, too. They're more part of the fair instead of being a separate entity.
Well, and that makes them feel like they're inclusive in
Right, exactly. So it just makes it all a whole. Works out really
Now, talk about getting these costumes prepared every year, because I remember one time talking to the costume mistress for the fair.
Yes.
What a nightmare.
Yes, it is. It is. And we go through great lengths to get everything repaired, cleaned, and everything. It's just, it's a nightmare.
Well, and
it's worth it. It
Yeah,
definitely is.
well, and I would think that watching people come in here thinking, wow, can I be a part of this? They wouldn't have imagined when they arrived maybe they could do this.
Right, exactly, yeah. So, you know, the costume rental booth has been here for a long time, and yeah, we love it. We plan to be here longer. So.
All right, now this particular one, again, I could rent this for how much for the day?
For $45.
$45 for the day. I can get a wagon for the youngsters for $15 a day.
Yep.
And off we go. Enjoy
Yeah,
the fair.
Exactly. Have a great time. Get some ale. Stop at the ale stand, you know, and see the shows.
How many years you been doing the fair?
I've been doing it for 10 years.
10 years here. All right, Chris, thank you.
Yes, thank you
And
so
I'm gonna
much.
I'm gonna use your costume here
Definitely.
today. We're gonna
Feel
be out and
welcome.
around. And like with all of our shows, we're glad you've joined us here at the Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area. This is the Renaissance Pleasure Fair, and we're here simply because you ought to know. Stay with us. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
When you're hungry for genuine, authentic Mexican food made with only the freshest ingredients, you're hungry for Paulina's Mexican Grill. Paulina's will stir up the spices in the kitchen while the world around you melts away in our romantic dining room. Every bite is like a little piece of heaven. Only certified Angus beef is served for the most tender and juicy steaks. We'll even make your favorite Mexican dish from our previously run specials not on our regular menu. No matter what the occasion, make it special at Paulina's Mexican Grill, the best in the high desert.
It's fun, next to none. Come see how it's done. No one can even come close. It's very fun. Fun and only one. This fun like we do. The only thing missing is you.
Store America has 2 facilities in Victorville to provide both residential and commercial customers with storage solutions and all your moving and storage supplies. We offer climate-controlled units, state-of-the-art security, and RV, boat, and vehicle storage. Our Store America staff is always ready to assist with all of your storage needs. And to make things easier, we're even offering a free moving truck for your move-in, and we'll even pay for the gas. Visit one of Store America's 2 Victorville locations today.
Well, that's going to put the wraps on another show, everybody. Hey, look, all the revelers are here for the Renaissance Pleasure Fair at the Santa Fe Recreation Dam area, 605 Freeway at 210. And this is the place to be. If you need more information, go to renfair.com. Simply that easy. renfair.com, and you'll get all the information about this year's Renaissance Pleasure Fair. Now, we met Sir Francis Drake. We met some of the other royalty. We were looking forward to the Queen. In fact, we've got more yet to come. There's more shows yet happening here at the Ren Fair, and we hope you're going to stay and be a part of it with us, simply because, like with all of our shows, we're happy to be out here at the Renaissance Pleasure Fair because you ought to know. Stay with us next time when we come back with another great show on You Ought to Know.